Alpha and Omega. You two clowns that don't know how to do lights. I don't know. Anyway, Sir Dave the Bard here. I wanted to just do a quick little video on some of the feelings I've had of late. You know that I'm an atheist. I was a Mormon for 55 years. In other words, a fool. And gave my money away. Didn't know where it was going. Talked the elders for him. It goes on and on and on. You know, working in the temple. And finally I said, you know what? I'm resigning. This is shit. Okay, now here's what helped me as a Mormon. When you have in the temple movie a talking snake. Now, I'm almost 70. Tell you the God's truth, I've been to a lot of zoos. Oh, I had a rattlesnake I had to kill out there in Paso Robles, California. It was coming up the staircase, and my 2-year-old was looking to play with it. Jenny. Anyway, talking snakes. I'm like, you know, I don't think so, Fred. So then, you know, gold plates that nobody ever saw, no one ever touched, and are not available. They're too heavy for an angel to take. They're like things that belong on this earth. Where does an angel take 180 pounds of gold plates? Anywhere he puts them, they're going to fall back to the earth and hit us on the head. What do you do? Do they have a special cabinet in heaven for gold plates? I don't know. Then you have a man staring into a hat with a rock in it. Translating what? He's not even looking at the plates. But anyway, the Joseph Smith story is just barely above Hansel and Gretel. And the Hansel and Gretel could have been true. Joseph Smith, there's no way that could have been true. So anyway, people decide to develop their own religions, and if you're the head of religion churches, you get all the money and you get all the young girls in any quantity that you want because God has spoken to you, and the rest of the people go, holy shit, he never spoke to me. He must be a prophet. Now here's what a prophet word does to me. It makes my anal areas tighten up. A prophet. Now this means there's a God, I guess, that talks to the prophet, and the God can't speak for himself. I don't know, did he see the Rosetta Stone? Has he been to Babylon? How can you be a God and have a moron like Joseph Smith go, I'm speaking for Jesus? If I was Jesus, I'd go, whoa, he's not speaking for me. I'll speak for myself. Why does a God need a prophet? He could have a PA system. He could have a cell phone. He could have a television. When I'm running my house, which I've done for, like I said, almost 70 years, 14 kids and 6 wives, I don't call in one of my kids and say, go out and tell the people what I say. I'm the God of the house. I go out and say, sit down, everybody. I have something to say. And so I speak for myself so that my subjects, if you want to call them subjects, that's what the peasants, they can ask questions. That's a shut up, no questions. If I was God, I would speak for myself. What the hell's wrong with him? Is he a deaf mute? I can't hear, I can't see, I can't speak. Joseph, bounce that 14-year-old again. I can feel the bed moving. God dang. He can't speak for himself. No man is going to tell me that God spoke to him, but I'm not good enough. God spoke to him to tell me pay my money to Monson. Wait a minute. Something's wrong here from the very get-go. If there is a God, let him come and talk to me. He says, hey, could you loan me 10%? Okay, you're God, I'll give you 10%. But if you're a Monson and you go, I'm the prophet, and I make over $1 million a year, and I need your 7,200, I go, no, I don't think so, Frank. I call him Frank Thomas Monson. No way, Frankie. So anyway, the reason that I'm an atheist is I think that a God should have the ability, the strength, the wisdom, the knowledge, the compassion, the wherewithal to speak to his subjects. If he just showed up and said, hey, you know what, all these churches aren't true, sit down and I'll show you how to worship me, and I'm not sure I'd want to be worshipped. I got to tell you something funny today. Bipolar. I don't think I took my meds today, so my mind will go from place to place. I have trouble getting out of the car to do my little job that I have, and the cell phone rings with messages on it that I didn't hear the phone ring. So I went and bought a headset. Now, a headset is not another headset. It is a thing that goes in my ear. And when the phone rings, it says, do you want to answer this? And I go, yeah! And the phone answers. And it talks. It'll say, you have a message. Get the hell back in the car. Slow down. So I have a headset. Now, Jesus could have a headset. Okay, I want to talk to you all on earth. Get headsets and I'm going to speak. He doesn't. I'm going to tell you something. If I am his son and I can inherit his kingdom in my own way, if he is a God and he can do anything, make anything, and has everything, and I'm not important enough for him to come down and say, hey, Bard, don't do that shit. Don't. And thanks, for the kind things that you've done in the past and hopefully in the present. You're okay. I'm not good enough. And neither are you. Neither are you. What kind of a magic, invisible person is Jesus? I don't want to be around him. The rumors about him, I don't like. He's the worst father I have ever happened to have a witness of. I've done a lot of crazy things as a father, but goddamn, I show up and I tell him, eye to eye, knee to knee, face to face, knock that shit off, or thank you, did a great job, thank you, I really appreciate you. Where's this bozo? Who's driving the bus? Door opens and the bus seat is empty. And you know what? You and I got to get in and sit in that seat and drive our own buses. You want to blame Jesus that you're poor, stupid, fat, ugly, need meds, your leg fell off, your wife or husband hates you? I don't care. Does it make sense to you? A loving and kind father would allow that kind of destruction and that kind of sadness, humiliation, and feelings of overwhelming grief. Now I'm going to tell you something. With Mercy's parents, I got them from the Philippines. Mercy and I worked hard as a husband and wife to get them, and I said I would never immigrate again. After I got Mercy, I said I would never do it again with the U.S. immigration laws. And I brought the kids over. And then I said, I'm never going to do it again now. And then I brought her parents over, and I said, I wish I was dead. Why am I doing this again? I've spoken to them on this subject, and I said, you know what? Mercy and I got you out of the Philippines. Jesus left you there. Jesus didn't do shit. He didn't write one check. He didn't fill out one piece of paper. He didn't clarify thousands of questions that we had to ask, call immigration, email back and forth, packets this thick. He didn't help me a bit. I had to look things up. I had to put them together. And Mercy had to do her share. Thousands and thousands of dollars. I reminded them, if we have any prayers in this house, they will be to me and Mercy. We are the saviors. We are the providers. We are the elevated ones that love beyond anybody else in our house. We will not let people be hungry. We will not let people have no teeth, no medical, no dental, no nothing. Not while the bar God is here. Ain't going to happen here. Hey, you want Jesus? And you know the thing is, Jesus said, I ain't going to save you here. I'm going to save you when you're dead. Let me tell you something about life. We need to be saved here. What happens in the future, that's like the stock market. I don't want to be saved I don't want Jesus points. I don't want a ledger that says, well, you got 812 points, you got this level in heaven. No, no. Ty, my father-in-law now, highly intelligent man, beautiful painter, wonderful artist, wonderful human being, just never had a chance. Never had a chance. And we got him a credit card. And in his country, they don't use credit cards because everyone lies, cheats, and steals. So he has a secret number. And he whispered to me at the bank when we were walking out, does the bank know my secret number? And I go, no, not in America. The bank don't know your secret. Oh, okay. And I put a few dollars in his account, and he feels, more and more every day independent. I got him the car keys. I haven't let him drive yet. If you've seen Asians drive, he's legal to drive in the United States, but not while I'm alive. I'll teach him myself. He has a Filipino driver's license. But anyway, he said to me tonight, he said, we have been here a week, and I have never been hungry. Told him, as long as I'm alive, you'll never be hungry again. I don't care how sick I get, or how bedridden I get, how whatever. I said, do you think Jesus is going to bring you a bowl of rice? He said, well, he never did. I said, he's not going to. I always talk to him when he's eating. He loves bananas. He really loves bananas. Now, let me tell you what I did with Grandma tonight, okay? Grandma, in the Philippines, a woman has no value. No value. They give birth, and a lot of the children will die in birth. A woman has no say. There's no divorce. A husband can be as unrighteous, if you like that word, as unfaithful as he wants. A woman can't walk away from him. A woman can't get a divorce in the Philippines. Now, Grandma had to live all that time that way. They seem to have a really good relationship. They have fun together. And she's a lot like Mercy and says, he does stupid things, and I get accused of that now and then myself. So tonight, I had trouble. I told you I had to get a headpiece for a telephone. Well, I can't keep the telephone on my body, okay? My body's got enough on it right now. I have no place to put a telephone. If I put it in my pants fall off. And that's hard to keep your job when you're running in with your pants on around your ankles. Damn cell phone's there, but I'm too fat to bend over and get it. You got to keep the sucker up. Well, now I've tried suspenders, and a couple of them have snapped. And that's like a cable snapping on a gondola. It can kill you. So anyway, I'm looking at all these alternatives. Well, I told Grandma, who's an excellent seamstress in the Philippines. She never had any cloth, never had any needles or thread or any kind of opportunity. I told her tonight, I took my shirt out to her, and I said, I want you to put a special pocket right there for the barred cell phone, and then make a hole in the bottom of it so I can push the plug up in it and charge it while I'm driving. And then I want another little pocket for pencils. In the same pocket, just put a seam down there. Oh, she understands English, and she was so excited. I'm not a rich man. I'm not a god. I told her I would give her $30 to sew a special pocket in there, and then I would try to sell it to other couriers to see if they'd like to have a special pocket there for their phones. She lit up like a candle, the biggest smile, and she came over and held the phone up on my chest, and she was drawing pictures around it to lay it out, and she drew another picture like this, like this. Yes, yes, yes. And then she turned to Mercy and said, I have no cloth. Mercy took her to a box store, and she's going to get needles and thread and scissors and all the things that Grandma never had. Well, one of our friends here, one of Mercy's friends, you know I have no friends. I don't have one friend. Even at the cell phone place today, the lady says, you're the grumpiest person I've ever met. I said, you haven't seen the half of it yet. I don't want to see the half of it, or the whole of it. So anyway, they went over to the girls to get Grandma some cloth so that she can sew it. One of our friends gave her a sewing machine. It's a Brother sewing machine. It's a little older. You know, Bernina, and you know, I bought a Bernina when I was at BYU, and I mean, it's quite a machine. But anyway, she has a machine that she doesn't have to pump. You know, back in the old days, you had, you know, belts on the machine, and you had like a piano or organ. You had to pump the air or pump the electricity or move the needle. So Grandma's getting used to electricity. They're waiting for the time that the electricity goes off. It goes off every day in the Philippines, and sometimes you're in utter darkness. There's no electricity. And I'm going to tell you something about a jungle. When there's no artificial light at night in a jungle, it's like Carlsbad Caverns. When they shut the lights off at Carlsbad Caverns, there were no windows. You couldn't see a bat if it was doing this. I go, oh shit, turn them on. The bats could get me. So anyway, they're over at the store right now and getting Grandma all the things that she needs. And I told her on Monday I would get her a credit card and get some money in it, and that in America, women are equal. She didn't even understand that. He said, you will have money, and your husband will have money. And you don't have to give it to him. And oh gosh, Ty was laughing and laughing and laughing because she's never had any money. He's never dealt with the concept of his wife being equal. Not that he treated her poorly, but a wife in the Philippines cannot work. If you're 18 to 26 and beautiful, you can work in the Philippines. After that, forget it. Forget it. This is Monson again. He loves these videos. I know he sits at night at the fireplace. Hello, President Monson. This is who? Oh, I thought Boyd K. Packer. I thought you were dead, man. What? What is wanted? Eve, having been true and faithful, desires to talk to the bard. Okay, speak. What is that? What is that? Oh my God, what is that? I love being a veil worker, sir. What is it that you want? Alright, go see the fireworks. No problem. Go do it. Have fun. Okay, and bye. Fireworks. that ain't a damn waste of time and money. Anyway. Grandma has her own credit card. Will Monday. Her name will be on it. When we took Grandpa over and they printed the credit card with his name on it, and he looked at it, I mean, it was worth every cent I ever spent to bring him here. To be an American and have his own name on a credit card. And he said to me, "Thank you for the money. I will not spend it." I said, "Ty, you're in America. In the Philippines, that might be the last money he ever sees. They will not spend it until they're on their deathbed." And I said, "No. In America, you will get money all the time. If you work, the money keeps coming in." He says, "I don't understand." And I said, "Well, you will. You will." So he went over to Home Depot, and he's a painter, and he bought a piece of wood to draw his masterpiece works on, and he used his own credit card. So now he's only got like $38 in the bank. And my daughter, Abigail, bought him an easel, and he's going to start his painting and probably start making some money. And I told him, I said, "Monday I've got a little driving thing, and I'll pay you $30. "Oh, okay." Oh, and I said, "You want to clean the carpets? We pay people to do that. I'll pay you." "Oh, okay." See, he never thought he would see more money. I'm getting old, and I have my problems. All old people do. Finally, in the twilight of my life, I can look and see something good. America, opportunity, people who want to work, people who never had a chance to develop their talents, their skills, their dreams. And now Grandma is getting the special pockets, and hopefully I can sell the idea to other people that are wearing these shirts. They go, "Hey, have Grandma make me one of those too." It's America. She's now an entrepreneur. If there was a Jesus, I didn't need him. I've come through 70 years of existence, never seen him, never spoke to me, never gave me any advice, and his prophets, if they are his prophets, are stupid old men that can't even keep their head and their mouth straight. I don't want them telling me what he said. There's that old child's game where you sit in a circle and one kid says, "Your mother had an abortion." And he secretly says that to the other kid. The next kid says, "My mother had 3 abortions." And then the next kid, "Abortion is a good thing. I'm alive on abortion." By the time it gets around the circle, what Jesus said is shit. Don't tell me as a man what gods want, what gods say are their commandments. Don't tell me. Go back and tell God. Bard don't take it secondhand. You got to go talk to the Bard. And if they don't, screw them. I'll do it myself. And I did do it myself. And I told my kids, when you pray in this house, you will not pray to thank Jesus for the food. You will thank your mother and me. We worked for that money. Your mother works every day for that money, and I worked some really crap jobs over 70 years and built up money that comes in. You want to pray for the food? You pray to me, and you pray to your mother. You are thankful for this or that. You have a house. You thank your mother. It's her house. She built it. Her name is on the deed. It's not joint owned. mercy, and Jesus. Put your little asses in that car that has leather seats at $30,000 and you're spoiled little brats. Jesus didn't give me that car. I worked for it. I worked for it. I went to school. I spent nights and nights and nights reading and doing projects and listening to professors. And when I got done, then I went on for another 3 or 4 years on the first master's. And then on the second master's. That's why I have it good. Not that Jesus came down and said, hey, Bart, buy this, buy that, I'll make you a rich man. If Jesus is so damn rich, why can't he give me an allowance like I do my children? I do my children. They don't do shit, but I give them a little bit of money so they can learn to manage it. So, in summary, you believe in Jesus, Muhammad, Gilead, like I told you, after the gold plate shit, bumping on 14-year-olds, and then the Bible, 4 days in a whale, I'd like to know what Jonah was wearing, that the acid of the stomach of the whale didn't eat him alive, and Jesus walking on water, that puts the boats and this water ski and the tubing guys all out of business, and also the kayak guys that go down the Colorado River. The lion that didn't eat, Daniel and his cohorts, he wasn't hungry. The lion ate the guy in Louisiana just the other day in the flood. The animals got loose and they ate the people, but not this animal. This animal was a Jesus lion. I've heard enough of talking snakes, golden plates, walking on water, living in the belly of a whale, and, it's enough. It's enough. The bard don't play and the bard don't roll that way. So pay me, lay me, and ail me. Give me the true order of prayer. It never worked. Still doesn't work. Help in the navel, marrow in the bones. Strength and loins and saints, power and priest to be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. And Jesus told his prophet that if I say those things, they're going to cut my throat. They're going to rip my heart out. And they're going to cut me open. He didn't do that either. What does Jesus do? I do more in a day to help people than Jesus has done in centuries. And I'm not going to do anything during the resurrection to make you whole or young again. That ain't going to happen with Jesus either. But I'm going to help you while you're here. He can help you up there. Take your chances. Like Ty said, I haven't been hungry since I've been with you. I was hungry 70 years with Jesus. This part's gone.